Have a Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayam Vishnuvan Vanamaham Zabarivajakacharja Ashtadarjana Shri Srimada. Here's divine grace Shilesi Bhakti Vedanta Dridandi Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Prayagraj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada flooding the whole material world with a tidal wave of super ecstatic Krishna Prema Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnuvan Vanamam Zubadi Vajakacharja Astadarzala Shri Srimad. His divine grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Kodi Vaishnavananda Ki Jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Hoshi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Mayapur Dham Ki Jai, Navadip Dham Ki Jai, Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai, Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Jamani Mai Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Tulsi Devi Ki Jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Guru Premananda. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glory to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to His divine grace. Srila Prabhupada Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Vishaya Buddhalim. Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Shamaniti Namanem. Namaste Sarasvati Devi Gauravani Prachadine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashchitati Shatarine. So reading today from Srimad Bhagwatam, second canto, chapter 3, text number 12. Seems like an easier read on my smartphone here. Let's see. Yeah. 2, 3, 12.
to speak 1 minute.
In translation?
I just wanted to introduce you.
Introduction, okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna!
So, very happy to have association of this way. Shankarsan Adhikari Prabhu. So, Prabhu is a disciple of His Divine Prabhupada, and Prabhu is based out of Austin, in Texas, North America. And he is one example who has shown that how teachings of Krishna consciousness are so transcendental. They have literally transcended all the physical boundaries by flooding the internet with thousands and thousands of devotees. So in today's day and age, you find so many YouTubes and other things. But Prabhuji has been doing since decades actually on I don't know, through email and what else? Huh?
Thought for the day.
Thought for the day, yeah. So in many ways, I believe more than 30,000-40,000 practitioners of Krishna consciousness have been inspired to Prabhuji's teachings on internet. It's a very big thing actually, even in today's day and age of technology, what to say of doing it since so long. And his teachings are so pure. And in some of his answers, I have seen you may find it difficult to give to a live audience. Prabhuji gives to new Western audience on internet. Like, cool, no compromise at all. So, in US also I've seen like it's not easy to, like most of the preachers in US don't easily speak those things. But Prabhuji actually very honestly he gives. And in his own dealings is very, very kind and gentle. You can see with your own eyes. And I have seen Prabhuji Maharaj in Pune also so many years now. So we have heard and we have seen their interactions very spiritual. They are always Prabhupada conscious, very Krishna conscious, very, very Krishna conscious. So we are very happy to have them here today. And I remember 2 or 3 years back in Bhagwatam or in Vrindavan, I got to attend Prabhuji's Vyas Puja. And that was the first time I actually got to hear from many of the Western disciples of Maharaj about Maharaj. So, and that was so heart-touching actually. Because even though with boundaries, but Prabhuji has inspired like a family spirit within many, many devotees. There are many brahmacharis, young devotees from many countries, and of course, a lot of families. So, we feel very blessed today. Due to Mahakumbh, we got some special mercy. So, welcome, Mataji. Thank you. Yeah. So, Mother Yamuna is there, cows are there, Krishna is there, and Kadamba is also there. Even Kadamba tree on the banks of Yamuna here in the temple. Thank you. So, let us welcome Prabhuji by chanting the Mahamantra, not very loud.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
His grace and Krishna Adhikari Maharaj ki Prabhupada ki
Srimad Bhagwatam, second canto, chapter 3, text number 12. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Jnanam Nada Pranavritta Ganarma Chakram.
Jnanam Yada Pranavritta Ganarma Chakram.
Atma Prasada Atayata Ganeshva Sangha.
Atma Prasada Utrayatra Guneshva Sangha.
Kairama Sammata Patatvata Bhakti Yoga.
Kaivalya Sammata
Kanimvita harikata saritim nakariyat. Jnananda bhatta naradita kanami chakram. Atma pasada utaya Atma pasada udayata ganesh pasanga. Kaya masammata pataspata bhakti yoga. Kanimvita harikata saritim nakariyat. Jnananda bhatta naradita kanami chakram. Atma Prasada Atayatra Ganesh Pasanga. Kaya Vasammata Patatpata Bhakti Yoga. Kanimvita Harikata Saratim Nukaryat.
ज्ञानं यदा प्रतिनिवृत्त गुणोर्मिचक्रम् आत्म प्रसाद उत यत्र गुणेश्वसङ्गः कैवल्य सम्मत पथस्वभक्ति योगः निर्वृतो हरिकथा सुरतिं न कुर्यात् ज्ञानं यदा प्रतिनिवृत्त गुणो
Atma Prasada Ganesh Pasanga Sanga. Kaivalya Sammata Patasvata Bhakti Yoga. Kanimvita Harikata Saratim Nakuryat. Jnanam Yata Prinivritta Kanami Chakram. Atma Prasada Yatra Ganeshva Sangha. Kaivalya Sammata Taspati Bhakti Yoga. Kanimvita Harikata Saratim Nakuryat. Ladies? Yajam yada pravijakarni vichakra chakram. Atma prasada yatra ganeshva sangha. Kaivalya sammata pataspati bhakti yoga. Kanimvati evakatha saratim nakuryat. Jnanam yada pranitakarni vajanti chakram. Atma prasada yatra ganeshva sangha. Kaivalya sammata pataspati yakti yoga. Vimravita harikasana vidna kuryat. Jnanam, knowledge, yet, that which, up to the limit of, Patanivritta, completely withdrawn. Guna Urmi, the waves of the material modes. Chakram, whirlpool. Atma Prasada, self-satisfaction. Uta, moreover, Yatra, where there is, Guneshu, in the modes of nature. Asanga, no attachment. Kaivalya, transcendental. Sammata, approved. Pata, path. To, but. Ata, therefore. Bhakti yoga, devotional service. Ka, who. Nivritta, absorbed in. Harikatasu, in the transcendental topics of the Lord. Ratim, attraction. Na, shall not. Kuryat, do. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Transcendental knowledge in relation to the Supreme Lord Hari is knowledge resulting in the complete suspension of the waves and whirlpools of the material modes. Such knowledge is self-satisfying due to its being free from material attachment and being transcendental. It is approved by authorities. Who could fail to be attracted? Purport. According to Bhagavad Gita 10.9, the characteristics of a pure devotee are wonderful. The complete functional activities of a pure devotee are always engaged in the service of the Lord, and thus the pure devotees exchange feelings of ecstasy between themselves and relish transcendental bliss. This transcendental bliss is experienced even in the stage of devotional service, sadhana avastha, if properly undertaken under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. And in the mature stage, the developed transcendental feeling culminates in realization of the particular relationship with the Lord, in which a living entity is originally constituted, up to the relationship of conjugal love with the Lord, which is estimated to be the highest transcendental bliss. Thus, Bhakti Yoga being the only means of God realization is called Kaivalya. Srila Jiva Goswami quotes the Vedic version, Eka Narayana Deva Para Varanam Parama Asti Kaivalya Sangita. In this connection, and establishes that Narayan, the personality of Godhead, is known as Kaivalya, and the means which enables one to approach the Lord is called Kaivalya Pantha, or the only means of attainment of Godhead. This Kaivalya Pantha begins from Shravana, or hearing, those topics that are related to the personality of Godhead, and the natural consequence of hearing such Harikatha is attainment of transcendental knowledge, which causes detachment from all material, from all mundane topics, which a devotee has no taste at all. For a devotee, all mundane activities, social and political, become unattractive. In the mature state, such a devotee becomes uninterested even in his own body, and what to speak of bodily relatives. In such a state of affairs, one is not agitated by the waves of the material modes. There are different modes of material nature, and all mundane functions in which a common man is very much interested, in which he takes part, become unattractive to the devotee. The state of affairs is described herein as Pratinivrita Gunarmi, and it is possible by Atma Prasada, or complete satisfaction, complete self-satisfaction without any material connection. The first-class devotee of the Lord attains this stage by devotional service, but despite his loftiness for the Lord's satisfaction, he may play the voluntary part of preacher of the Lord's glory and dovetail all into devotional service, in mundane interest, just to give the neophyte the chance to transform mundane interest into transcendental bliss. Srila Rupa Goswami has described this action of a pure devotee as nirbandha Krishna sambhare yuktam vairagam uchate. Even mundane activities dovetailed with the service of the Lord are also calculated to be transcendental or approved Kaivalya affairs. Vandeha Shri Guru Shri Jata Balakamala Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shri Rupa Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajiva Sadaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gaudavani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. So to what time the class usually goes? Till what, 9 o'clock? What time does it usually go?
You can go to 9:30.
9:30? Okay. This is really an amazing purport. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Wow. All different levels also. Very amazing purport. Prabhupada has really poured the mercy into this one. Really. Oceans of mercy in this purport. Wow. The first thing he refers to that wonderful verse 10:9 Bhagavad Gita. Machchata magata prana bodhiyantak parasparam katayantastamam yajam tashanticha ramanticha. One of those sweetest verses. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully surrendered unto me, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss by enlightening one another and conversing about me. That means giving the Bhagwatam class is ecstatic, and hearing it also. This is the bliss. Talking about Bhagwatam is bliss. In the material world, they think, they go, what is this? Some religious talk? They don't understand. They think, well, intoxication, meat eating, illicit sex, gambling, that's where the bliss is. But they don't understand what actual bliss means. Their idea of bliss is sense gratification. But there's no actual ecstasy there. It's only the illusion of pleasure. Nitmaya sukhaya, illusory happiness. It's like taking a drink of water and going into the desert, try to drink of water from the mirage. You can't get any, you can get zero satisfaction from that mirage. There's no pleasure at all, but only the illusion of pleasure. So there's an illusion of pleasure in this material existence, but there actually is zero pleasure here. But tashantica brahmantica, if you can engage in Krishna Katha, hearing the glories of the Lord, talking about the glories of the Lord, tashantica brahmantica, they're satisfied and they relish bliss. You see. So one can say, oh, how does that work anyway? I mean, why is material happiness not genuine, and why is spiritual happiness genuine? One could ask. Is this some make-believe thing the preachers say to get you to give donations? What is this? Is this real? Well, we have to look at it analytically and philosophically and see what's actually going on here. Actually, the living entities are eternal associates of the Supreme Lord and His transcendental pastime in the spiritual world. That's who they actually are. They have nothing to do with these material bodies. But the Lord, who desires unlimited varieties of loving relationships, is emanating from Himself an infinite number of living entities so He can enjoy a unique flavor of loving relationship with each and every one of them. I've explained many times before, in practically every lecture I give, love cannot be forced, you see. You put a gun, you love me or I'll blow your brains out. Love cannot be forced, it must be voluntary. So, if it's voluntary, that means there's a chance of misusing it, right? If there's no chance of misusing it, it's not voluntary, it's forced. So there has to be some degree of, there has to be some probability is the word. There has to be some probability of it being misused. Well, what would be the probability of misusing your free will? I mean, you're there with Krishna in His pastimes. What would be the probability? It'd be very small, wouldn't it? Look at it mathematically. What's the smallest probability? 1 divided by infinity. Anybody math majors here? Anybody study math? Nobody? Okay. The smallest possible number is 1 divided by infinity. It's the smallest number in existence. So that's the probability of giving up Krishna's bow to come here to the material realm. But how many living entities are there? Infinite, isn't it? So you do the math. 1 divided by infinity times infinity equals infinity. So here we are, the infinite number of living entities in the material world. That infinitesimal fraction of the infinite number of living entities in the material, spiritual world is an infinite number of living entities, and here we are, material world. You see. So Krishna is missing us. We're his actual associates. Every one of us has relationship, an intimate, loving relationship with Krishna in any one of 5 primary rases. Every one of us. We're not of this material world. We're not of this country or that country. Each one of us is an associate of Krishna in his Leela. And Krishna is missing us. Like when the kid runs away from home, the parents are missing him. You see. The kid ran away from home. Where is he? You see. Let's find that kid. He ran away from home. So we're a bunch of runaways here. We ran away from home. You see. And Krishna is our Father. He wants us back. Therefore, he comes again and again to try to get the runaways to come back home. So in so many ways, he's doing that. He speaks about Bhagavad Gita, his great devotees like Shukadev, speaks about the Bhagwatam, Srila Vyasa, they've given so many literatures. It's amazing how did he write them down? Actually, he dictated them and Ganesh wrote them down. But anyway, how then does this actually work? How does this process actually work? How is it that Krishna Katha reconnects you with Krishna? What is the magic? What is the secret? What is the science of how it actually works? Well, here's this insider secret. Krishna Katha is Krishna himself. So when you actually get to associate with Krishna himself. You see. We've forgotten what it's like to be with Krishna. We've been entangled since time immemorial. We can't even trace back in the history how long we've been here. We've been associating the material nature for so long. We feel this is the normal thing. Bodily consciousness, sense gratification. This is the normal thing you do, right? You got a body, you gratify your tongue, your belly, your genitals. Come on, that's what everybody else does. Let's go for it. See, that's the move. You see. But this is artificial. It's not our actual identities. So by reassociating Krishna through the Hare Krishna Kirtan, through the deity worship, through the Katha, the Krishna Katha, you see, the topics of Krishna, which are Krishna himself manifesting, we're reassociating with our actual natures, you see. We're suddenly reassociating with who we actually are. So by that power of association, because actually we have it already within us. Jivara Sarapahoy, Krishnera Nirchadas, the constitutional position of the beginning is the eternal servant of Krishna. We're actually already Krishna's devotees. We just forgot, that's all. We're all Krishna's devotees. We forgot about it, everybody. All the way from Brahma and all the way into the Indragopa germ, every one of us is a devotee of Krishna. We just forgot about it, that's all. But by association, you see. By association, it gradually comes back. It's already there. We all have memories. Actually, each and every one of us is very, very deep. Each and every one of us has memories of the past times we have with Krishna in the spiritual world. It's very much very deep right now. We all actually memories of what we used to do in the spiritual world. Whether we were a gopi, a gopa, a cow, an elephant, a flute, or whatever. A peacock, we all have memories of who we actually were in Krishna's pastime. But it's very, 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 very deep, 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 deep within us. So with this associating with Krishna through the form of sound vibration, this is the sound vibration incarnation of Krishna. By reassociating, it comes back. It comes back. You see. What is that word? You see, the word for it. There's a word for it when somebody They suffer from amnesia. They forget by association. They come back remembering things as they were. They have some, amnesia. They forgot, but then by association, it starts coming back. They remember. Oh yeah, I'm so and so. I'm from this village. I'm from this town. This is what I do. This is who my friends are. My brothers. I'll start remembering. Oh yeah, now I remember. This is my dog or whatever it is. It all comes back. You see. So by associating with Krishna, gradually, it all comes back. You see. Yes, I'm out of this world. I'm inhabited the spiritual world, and I'm engaged in loving service of Krishna and his devotees. It gradually comes back. Second sentence: the complete functional activities of pure devotee are always engaged in the service of the Lord. That's the position. Always engaged. Pure devotional service is 24/7. You say, wouldn't it get kind of boring, Somebody said, well, you have to do this, and you have to do it constantly. You have to do it constantly. You say, are you kidding? I have to change my activities. I may enjoy doing a certain activity. If I'm told to do it 24 hours a day, no way. I get tired of it. In the material world, they have to keep jumping, changing positions. Try to be happy in this way, try and be happy in that way. You can't stay doing one thing 24 hours a day. It becomes very boring after a while. Even if something is fun, if you have to do it 24 hours a day, you get very bored with it. You see. But Krishna consciousness is different. You see. Yes, you can derive not only pleasure, but ever-increasing pleasure. In other words, instead of becoming hackneyed or stale, it gets sweeter and fresher, going on unlimitedly. Amrita, deathless nectar. It becomes sweeter and sweeter and sweeter, unlimitedly sweeter and sweeter for all of eternity. The pure devotees exchange feelings of ecstasy between themselves. Well, how you can do that? Well, I saw them dancing this morning, especially in the center when they were whirling around. They're exchanging feelings, two devotees exchanging feelings of ecstasy, so it's whirling around. Isn't that wonderful, exchanging feelings of ecstasy? So I'm feeling some ecstasy, you're feeling, let's exchange our feelings of ecstasy. Isn't that a nice concept? You're feeling ecstatic, I'm feeling ecstatic. Let's share our feelings of ecstasy with each other. Isn't that a wonderful concept? Exchanging feelings of ecstasy. So what's the advantage of exchanging feeling of ecstasy? By exchanging feelings of ecstasy, the ecstasy becomes intensified. You've got your ecstasy, I've got mine, so let's exchange it, and it becomes amplified more, just like this is amplified. So exchanging feelings of ecstasy is a ecstasy amplifier. So that's why you have, what's it called? ISKCON, right? That's why ISKCON is such a valuable thing. It's a place where you can exchange feelings of ecstasy. We used to have a saying in the old days, he's really fired up, Prabhu. When you're fired up, you can fire somebody else up. Well, he's really fired up, and you're fired up, let's get more and more fired up. Do they still use that saying? Yeah, they always, it was the opposite, he's fired up, Prabhu, he's fired. That would be, you're fired up or you're fried up. When someone gets fired up, they end up, it's called blooping. Oh, he was so fired out, he blooped. We used to say like that. But when you're fired up, you see, you get more and more fired up, and the devotees associate, they also get fired up. When they get more fired up, you get more fired up, and this way it becomes more and more ecstatic. You see. It's like somebody chanting in ecstasy, you join the kirtan, you go, wow, he's really bliss and heavy, and you get into it too, and it just increases more and more and more, and it just goes cuts through the whole Virjam River and goes into Loka Vrindavan, and eventually that's where it can go. Okay, that's a really nice idea, exchanging feelings of ecstasy. And then, of course, and they relish transcendental bliss. And then Prabhupada continues, this transcendental bliss is experienced even in the devotional practice, sadhana avastha. In other words, most neophytes, right? We're a bunch of neophytes here, just getting started, really. If you compare us to Rupa Goswami, we're nowhere. Even the Prabhupada, we're nowhere. We're just getting started, isn't it? We're not very advanced yet, but he's just starting off in sadhana bhakti. But the beauty of it is here. This transcendental experience, even at the stage of sadhana bhakti. So you can get the nectar right away. You don't have to wait to become some kind of a, bhava or prema level. There's 3 levels: devotional service in practice, devotional service in ecstasy, and then devotional service in pure love of God. It's explained by Prabhupada in the Nectar of Devotion. There's 3 stages: practice, ecstasy, and pure love. So even as beginners who are still in the level of practice, we can also taste transcendental bliss. Isn't that nice? Even beginners can experience this. You don't have to be some, you can, even beginners, we can experience it. And how? Probably if properly undertaken of the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. So we got Prabhupada here, you see. Prabhupada is training us through these books and through those who really represent him, how to actually properly undertake the process. So if you properly follow the instructions given by Prabhupada and those who purely represent him, if you properly undertake that instruction, then you can taste the ecstasy. Now, if you want to do your own thing, good luck. Well, I'll do it my own way, That was a popular saying, the hippies, do your own thing, man. So it's not do your own thing here. Krishna doesn't mean you do what Prabhupada wants. I remember in the old days when ISKCON and Prabhupada was here, we have to please Prabhupada. That was always the mentality. I want to think in such a way that pleases Prabhupada. I want to speak in such a way that pleases Prabhupada. And I want to act in such a way that pleases Prabhupada. Because when Prabhupada is pleased, we know that Krishna is pleased. And when Krishna and Prabhupada are pleased, then we can be pleased also. So we don't taste pleasure separately. We take pleasure by giving pleasure to Prabhupada. You understand the point? If you try to enjoy separately, good luck. You're cutting your own throat. I hate to tell you that, but it's a fact. Try to enjoy separately, you're just cutting your own throat. Don't try to enjoy separately. That's why God is here in the material world to begin with. We want to enjoy separately from Krishna. You cannot enjoy separately. I got a hand. Can you enjoy the food separately? Take that nice rasagula and what feels real good, squeezing in the fingers. What kind of pleasure you get right? Maybe you feel a little good and you squeeze in the fingers, a nice juicy rasagula, and squeeze out all the juice. But that's nothing compared to putting it in the mouth. And then it goes to the stomach. Wow, what a good rasagula, really good rasagula. Especially in Vrindavan, really good rasagula. Fantastic rasagulas in Vrindavan. You got to go there and taste one of those Vrindavan rasagulas. So that's how you get the real pleasure. The hand serves the stomach, you see. So we get actual pleasure when we give pleasure to Krishna, and we give pleasure to Krishna by pleasing his pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada. That's how we get the actual pleasure. Not separately, not independently. And now Prabhupada gives us a sneak preview. Now don't be. He gives us a sneak preview of what's lying ahead out there when we get to the higher levels. Now I warn you, don't jump to this artificially. That's called sahajism. But Prabhupada says, in the mature stage, the developed transcendental feeling culminates in realization of the particular relationship with the Lord. In other words, you realize you're Rasa. But don't any of you dare jump ahead. That's called sahajism. That will hurt your progress. Oh yeah, I'm sure I'm a gopi. I'm going to sneak on the altar at night and hug Krishna. I sneak on the altar at night and kiss the deity of Krishna because I'm actually a gopi. And don't give this sahaja nonsense. We have to follow the rules and regulations as brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasi. Strictly follow the rules and regulations. Then that someday, in a very mature stage, we'll actually realize, wow, I'm a cowherd boy, or I'm a flute, I'm a peacock. Someone say, why would you want to be a flute? I mean, but you're a flute. But actually, what the gopis are envious of the flute. You read that, yeah. They think the flute is better off than us gopis. Because the flute gets Krishna's lips constantly. We only get Krishna's lips every now and then, you see. So in the spiritual world, The gopis are not proud. They're thinking the flute's better off. Everybody is appreciating the spiritual. Everybody is appreciating the other rasas. Not thinking, yeah, I'm a gopi. I'm higher than the other. But no, they're thinking the flute is better off. In the spiritual, everybody is appreciating the other rasas. You see, the other rasas are appreciated. But don't jump to that artificially. You see. And Prabhupada gave me a nice order in one letter. He said, now you must qualify to see Krishna face to face. You see, in that stage, you actually can realize your rasa. So I'm still working on it to actually be able to see Krishna. Because Krishna is actually present everywhere. You see. Yamam pashati sarvata sarvam samai pashati tashahana pranashami satchamena pranashyati. One who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I'm never lost nor is ever lost to me. So Krishna is actually everywhere, especially in a holy place like here. You see, where Lord Chaitanya came and spent 10 days instructing Rupa Goswami at Dashrameta Ghat. He said, you know where that place is, Dashrameta Ghat? This is a very holy place here, Prague. But Krishna is very, very, very present here, especially present here. But everywhere he's actually present. In every place of every planet in the whole universe, in all the multi-universes. So the pure devotee can experience Krishna everywhere, directly, face to face, eye to eye, in his original relationship. But we don't jump to that artificially. We have to go step by step to the rules and regulations of Bhakti Yoga. And gradually someday, that wonderful day will come, the mature stage will come for each and every one of us. So, let's see how we're doing. Still got plenty of time. So why are we so foolish and we keep trying to enjoy separately, one could ask? Why are we so stubbornly trying again and again and again, chewing the chews? The example is somebody was chewing some nice sugar cane and they spat it out. And some beggar comes along, let me get some more juice in that sugar cane, they chew. Somebody spat and they try to chew it, maybe a little more juice in that sugar cane. Isn't that a gross example? Somebody spits out the sugar cane, and then they come in and try. Ooh, that's really gross. But that's mature life is like that. You see? We're trying to chew the chewed. That's what's already been chewed. We're trying to get some more pleasure out of it. So if there was any pleasure in sense gratification, it was a long time ago, finished. But we're still trying to get it, still trying to chew the chewed. So why are we so addicted? The trouble is bad association. You see. Everywhere you see. Just like what does it say in the Coca-Cola ad? Real magic. Coca-Cola. They say, I saw a drug name come in there. Coca-Cola, real magic. What is this nonsense? What is this nonsense? So they say real magic, right? Coca-Cola, real magic. They're trying to induce you. This actually originally had cocaine in it. That's why they call it Coca-Cola. But they had to change it to caffeine because cocaine is, originally was what is it? Yeah, originally it was a heavier. But it's just the addictive thing. You get hooked on it. So then they call it magic. You see, there's all this bad propaganda. Everywhere by being propagandized and thinking you can enjoy it. It's all false propaganda. You see. They say enjoy life. That's the philosophy. You have to enjoy. Enjoy. But there's no enjoyment here. So we have to realize I've been propagandized by these materialistic propaganda mongers who are trying to make money off of me, actually, to try to enjoy in that place, but there's zero enjoyment. So this is why the bona fide spiritual master is so important. Srila Prabhupada is so important because Prabhupada is showing us what is the actual happiness. You cannot enjoy in that place where, what is it? What do they say? You can't enjoy in that place where suffering is bliss. There's no enjoying in that place where suffering is bliss. Doesn't exist. Prabhupada so kindly came to America. In India, they had no interest. Prabhupada told the gentleman, he's going to be one of your sons to train him to be a Brahmin. Nobody wanted to give one son to help Prabhupada. So in India, he got no response. He thought, well, in America is the leading country in the world. If I can go there and convince some Americans, then I can have be some great power for this movement. And that's what happened. We all know the story. It's an amazing story. This morning, this morning I was amazed. We were there in the hotel. Everybody said Hare Krishna. The doorman, Hare Krishna. Everybody said Hare Krishna. It was amazing. Just because Prabhupada's preaching, Hare Krishna became very popular. Especially in India now. I hear they were chanting Hare Krishna at Kumbh Mela. So now this is a popular thing. Chanting Hare Krishna became very popular because Prabhupada. Before they weren't chanting, they were chanting Om or this and that. But because of Prabhupada, he has popularized this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. How did they do it? They got some Americans to do it. They all know the story. The Indians thought this is not interested. We want to become. We're interested in Western technology, Westernization. Yeah, that's where it's at. But Prabhupada, the Westerners chanting Hare Krishna, though it couldn't be so bad if the Westerners are doing it. You see. In this way, Prabhupada bring the Westerners back to India and show the Indians the Westerners are chanting and dancing in ecstasy. Now it's become popular in India because of Prabhupada's intelligent preaching. It's called the lame man and the blind man. They combine. The West was materially lame, materially advanced and spiritually lame. In India, it was spiritually advanced but materially lame. So you combine them together, you see. The blind man cannot see, but he has good legs. And the lame man has good eyes, but he can't walk. So you put the blind man on the shoulders. You put the blind man on the shoulders. You put the lame man on the shoulders of the blind man, and together they can do something wonderful. So Prabhupada can combine the lame man and the blind man to do something very wonderful, to bring about the re-spiritualization of the entire planet Earth, beginning here in this way. But actually, the Shastra says Sarva Lokam, all the planets, you see. The whole entire universe can become spiritualized by even one person. The Shastra says even one person who realizes the eternal servant of Krishna, that one person can deliver all living entities throughout all material existence. That means that every planet in this universe and every planet in all the multi-universes, that is the power of even one person realizing that I'm the eternal servant of Krishna. So just see how powerful it has become to become Krishna consciousness. To cultivate Krishna consciousness is the greatest welfare. What does Rupa Goswami say? The second characteristic of pure devotional service, what is that? Is the beginning of all auspiciousness, you see. And then Prabhupada explains, what does all auspiciousness mean? It means that which is for the benefit of all living beings. So we cultivate Krishna consciousness and we attempt to preach it, you see, to the best of our abilities. That is the highest welfare work we can do for all living entities through this entire material existence. So it's a very wonderful thing, this pure devotional service. The first item is it brings immediate relief from all kinds of material distress. One says immediate relief? Immediate? I get relief? How is that possible? I'm suffering with this disease, or I'm impoverished, or I have this problem. How does it become immediate relief from all kinds of material distress? Because it takes you to a higher dimension, you see. And the spiritual dimension, there's no anxiety whatsoever. Satchidananda Vigraha. The spiritual dimension is pure bliss. But it's actually right there. You don't have to wait 10 million years. It's right there. It's sitting within you, you see. The spiritual dimension is right here, right now, but we're not tuned into it. That's the problem. But this key called Krishna Bhakti unlocks that dimension. So all you have to do is enter that dimension. Doesn't matter if you're young, you're old, you're sick, you're healthy, you're wealthy, you're impoverished. Doesn't matter what your condition is. Man, woman, poor man, rich man, it doesn't matter, Indian, American, Russian, communist, Chinese, it doesn't matter what you are, that dimension is there. So by taking guidance from the pure devotee of Krishna, you can immediately turn that on. Immediately become relieved from all material distress. We covered the second one, the beginning of all auspiciousness. The third one is, it automatically puts one in a state of transcendental bliss. Automatically? One could ask. Automatically? Why is that word automatically used? We've seen sometimes, we were staying in one apartment in Melbourne. They had automatic doors. As soon as you walk up, it automatically opens. You come up, it goes, zoom. Remember that? You walk in the building, you walk past it, the door automatically opens as you approach. You don't have to open the door, it opens automatically. So Krishna Gyan is like them. As soon as you approach Krishna Gyan, automatically you get to trace transcendental bliss. Because you already have it, it just automatically manifests. You don't have to make some big endeavor to get it. Automatically puts one in a state of transcendental bliss. It's really a nice characteristic of pure devotional service. The fourth one is, let's see, the fourth one is, it's rarely achieved. That's what Krishna says, Manushanam sahasreshu kashchit yatati siddhi. Out of many thousands among men wanting every perfection, of 1,000 every perfection, hardly even one knows me in truth. So it's a very rare thing. So that means if you can somehow get it, go for it. If you have the opportunity to take pure devotional service, go for it. You've gotten the rarest opportunity out of millions. That means 1 in a million. Out of 1,000 among men, it means your chances of getting the opportunity is 1 in a million. You see, it's not the odds are really much against somebody to get the opportunity for pure devotional service. So if you've got that opportunity, it's 1 out of a million chances. Take it. Take it. You've been so lucky, you've gotten the opportunity for pure devotional service when the odds are totally against you getting that opportunity. So when you get the opportunity, go for it. You see, because it's very, very, very rarely achieved. And what does Rupa Goswami give it? The fifth one, he says, those engaged in pure devotional service derive even the conception of liberation. Why did he say conception? Why did they divide the idea of they derive liberation? That's sahuja, merging. Why in the conception? Never even thinking about it is disgusting. Even to think about merging into that sahuja mukti, even to think about it is disgusting. You see, it's like spitting Krishna in his face. The idea of merging into God is a very disgusting thing. Even the conception of liberation is disgusting for them. And then the sixth one, pure devotional service, is the only means to attract Krishna. Wow. Can you imagine? Krishna attracts everybody, but he himself is attracted by pure devotional service. The Prabhupada explains this means that pure devotional service is even more powerful than God. Can you imagine being more powerful than Krishna? The pure devotee is actually more powerful than Krishna because he attracts Krishna. So just imagine that you can actually attract Krishna, just like Radharani attracts Krishna. The pure devotee can also attract Krishna, of course in a different way, but still the pure devotee can attract Krishna. That's how powerful pure devotional service is. It's more powerful than Krishna himself. It's explained by Prabhupada in Nectar Devotion. So just see how wonderful this process actually is. It's an amazing process, you see. It's simply amazing. We've gotten this opportunity. I've been in this movement for over half a century. I've seen them come, I've seen them go. So those who come are many, but those who actually stay it's a small number, percentage-wise. So don't win those who came and went away. Don't make that mistake. You've gotten this opportunity, now stick with this process. For your whole life, down to your last dying breath, stick with this process. You've gotten the key now that unlocks the door of eternal knowledge and bliss. You've gotten the opportunity to regain your original identity that you had millions and billions of eons ago, that now you've forgotten about it. You have the opportunity to regain that eternal identity, your Sarupa. You have the opportunity to regain it. So don't throw away this opportunity running after sense gratification. There's no happiness in sense gratification. It's simply an illusion. So now understand you've got the real opportunity to come back to prema bhakti, your actual nature. Your nature is you're the pure devotee of Krishna. That's your actual nature. So now come back to your actual nature. Don't miss this opportunity. It takes millions and millions of births actually to get this opportunity. Don't throw it away. You've gone to birth in India, the most holy place in the universe. So don't throw away this opportunity running after Western technology. The Westerners are unhappy. I know, I grew up there. My whole book explains it. Actually, it's available on the book table at the end. I grew up as a kid in America, right? It's the American dream. We were taught the American dream. You go and make good grades in school, get into a good college, get a good degree, get a good house in suburbia with a good wife and good kids, a nice swimming pool in the backyard, maybe your 2-car garage, the latest model car of Chevrolet or whatever. That's how we were trained. But I went through the whole thing. I made good grades in school, got into good college. I got there and I went, wait a minute. What's the whole purpose of life? What's the meaning of life? It doesn't make sense to me. On my freshman year of college, they said, what do you want to major in? I said, first tell me what the purpose and the meaning of life is, then ask me what I want to major in. I want to know what's the meaning of life. But nobody could tell me. The professors, the books, we studied the great philosophers. We studied Plato, Socrates. We studied the Greeks, the Romans. They said that was the beginning of civilization. They didn't know about the Indian civilization. So they didn't tell me the meaning of life, so I rejected it. And I went on a pathway of self-realization that brought me eventually to Krishna consciousness. So the whole story is here. It's a very interesting story. It's available there. But anyway, they fed me the hype, and it sounded okay, but when I actually tried it, when they tried to actually make it real, it didn't work. It sounded pretty good, but when you actually tried to experience it and make it work, it didn't work. Making money, getting a good job, it didn't work. It didn't bring the satisfaction I was craving for. I realized I get a good job, I get a good house, but then what's the end? I get a nice retirement and a good tombstone, with some good flowers on my grave once a year until they forget about me. Sorry, it's not enough, you see. I wanted lasting happiness. I didn't want temporary happiness. I was craving lasting happiness, and they weren't giving it to me. So that's why I pursued the pathway of self-realization. So now, if there's any questions, I can try to answer them. I may need your help because I only got one ear that's working right now. Any questions? Yes.
Thank you very much, Maharaj, for your beautiful class. Maharaj, we were speaking about Purush Chandra Charanana. There you said that the reason why we are again and again going after the same thing, even after not being successful.
Life after lifetime.
Is
So foolish, life after lifetime we're trying to enjoy. As a pig, as a monkey, as an alligator, as a human being. Try to squeeze pleasure where there is no pleasure. Isn't that our foolishness? Yeah.
so you said that it is because of bad association and false propaganda.
Yeah, because the bad association involves propaganda. Yeah. We come out of the mother's womb and we're trained to try to enjoy happiness in the wrong way. We're being improperly trained by our material parents, that's right. Improper training, yeah.
So I wanted to ask Maharaj that living in the material world itself, some degree of bad association
Yeah.
it is entering inside. So how can we save ourselves from?
By good association. That's why ISKCON is here. Like Prabhupada's books are here. Good association will overcome the contaminating effect of bad association. Good association drives away the effect of bad association. Actually, that's why I was reading in Prabhupada's books today on the airplane. It's better, bad associating with non-devotees is like embracing an alligator. Can you imagine embracing an alligator? That's mundane association, like compared to embracing a tiger or an alligator. That's how horrible it is. You want to hug an alligator, you want to bite your head off with his big mouth. I mean, with a tiger, you want to devour your whole body, you know. So bad association like embracing a tiger or an alligator. So we have to now. We don't. Now you see them when we go out and preach, we just lock ourselves in the temple. But no, we give association to the non-devotees. We don't take their association. That is the kindness of the devotees. They very aggressively go out to give it to Prabhupada's books, Prabhupada's teachings, Prabhupada's philosophy, prasadam. We very aggressively give their association with the non-devotees. We don't take their association. Does that answer your question? Next question? Yes.
I wanted to ask you that you are saying that in the devotional service in practice also we can feel the same ecstasy of that of devotional service in pure love. So I wanted to ask that how can we experience that in devotional service in practice?
You mentioned that in the initial stages of devotional service we can feel ecstasy as in a high level devotional service. So how to feel that ecstasy in initial stages?
You don't taste any bliss? What's the difficulty? Did you have any? You ever had prasadam before? You ever had a simply wonderful gulab jamun? I mean, the bliss is right there in the beginning. Just like that famous pastime of Prabhupada. We have in America made a sweet called Simply Wonderful. Just powdered milk, powdered sugar, and butter. Real simple thing. Very not these fancy Indian sweets. We made a little thing, but we call them Simply Wonderfuls. And one devotee said, Prabhupada, what happens when we give somebody a Simply Wonderful? Prabhupada said, he will eat that wonderful sweet, he will come to your temple, and he will become simply wonderful. He said, Krishna is simply wonderful, this process is simply wonderful, and you are all simply wonderful. And then one devotee said, Prabhupada is simply wonderful. And Prabhupada said, that's all right, have kirtan. So, just by having a simply wonderful, or in India you got all kinds of amazing sweets, gulab jamun, rasagula, amazing. You don't taste any bliss. You don't taste any bliss with a nice rasagula, gulab jamun, huh?
I do.
Yeah. Actually, they used to have in the 26th Sekananda, they had a big thing of gulab jamun. You could take one whenever you wanted, as many as you wanted. For the original boys, you give that gulab jamun, Mercy Prabhupada made a whole big thing of gulab jamun. Anybody could take whenever they wanted. So yeah, prasadam is a bliss, a nice kirtan. I know I was talking about the kirtan, especially Vishnujan Swami said that, but it was so beautiful that he would sing. I remember he would just offer the arti and sing your Vasam Prasam. The way he sang was so beautiful. So I tasted bliss just by hearing the sound of his voice, Vishnujan Swami's voice. Prabhupada actually also appreciated his voice very much. But he wrote some letter about that actually. He said he wanted to come back to LA so I could hear him. Prabhupada really said, I want to hear you singing. Prabhupada very much relished his voice. So many devotees are attracted by his voice, including myself. Just to hear how he sang so sweetly. So the kirtan is there, the prasadam is there, the deities are there. There's so much nectar here. Just try to relish the bliss. What does Bhaktivinoda say? Ekparnamasi mattore. Just try to once relish the nectar of the name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. He says, Grihitaka vaneka sadhari bolidako. Whether you're one of those grahasas living in a fancy high-rise apartment, you're some sadhu living under a tree on the bank of the Jamuna River, just always chant Sadhari Boliko, always chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So the nectar is there, you just have to take it, you see. The nectar is there. It's like I give you a very nice soft drink. It's like I have a canned soft drink. Here's a nice soft drink, but you don't open the lid. Here's a very wonderful soft drink. I just give you the can, you just look at the can. There's no nectar there. You have to open it up and drink it. Then you can taste the nectar. So don't keep Krishna Ganges inside sealed up inside a jar or a can. Open the lid and drink it. Drink it. Taste the nectar. Ekmanamasi. Just once relish the nectar of Krishna. You know that mantra by Rupa Goswami? Tunde tandamaning vitane tunadi labdaye karna kratagadamani gate tepanagriye vasaham Chaita pangani sangani vajayate sarvana gadim the jane janita kriyadvi amita krishnartha Krishna. Sorry, my Sanskrit's messing him. But he says, I don't know how much nectar these two syllables Krishna produced. Because when I vibrate Krishna, there's so much nectar, my mouth can't hold it all. I need to have many, many mouths to hold that nectar. Having Krishna in as the holes of my ears, I need millions and trillions of ears. There's so much nectar, these two little ears can't hold it. Having Krishna in the dances in the courtyard of my heart, my senses become inert, my mind becomes completely captivated. So if we hear the chanting from pure devotees like Prabhupada, you see, then we can really get some idea, what is that nectar, you see. Prabhupada is tasting so much, you hear Prabhupada's recording of Prabhupada's kirtans, he's tasting so much nectar. When you hear with an open mind, you see, then you can really open your heart up. Open your heart, just let Krishna dance in the courtyard of your heart, you see. And then you can taste some nectar. Okay? Anything else? Everybody's ready now? Yes.
When we came in Maharaj, in the starting when we came in touch with Krishna consciousness, that time we were having wonderful enthusiasm and utsaha. But gradually, when years passed by, so we feel that kind of urgency and enthusiasm from our liking. So how can we catch up with that?
So initially when we joined the Krishna consciousness, we feel a lot of enthusiasm and inspiration, but years passing, that it fades little by little. So how to get it back?
There's a saying, familiarity breeds contempt. So when something is new, just like the mundane example, some kid gets a toy. In America, the big thing is Christmas. You know, everybody waits for Christmas morning to get your new presents under the tree. Some kid gets a little toy, he's all excited, you know. I got my new toy, he's all excited, but 2 or 3 days later, he forgets about the toy. Something is new, you're all excited about it, becomes old, they call it the old hat, the saying. Becomes the old hat, not interested anymore. So if you take Krishna consciousness superficially, you see, you don't actually go to the essence of Krishna consciousness, then it'd be very exciting in the beginning and very boring in the end. You see. So don't take it superficially. You see. There's actually sometimes described there's happiness, happiness in the mode of ignorance. See, there's happiness which is nectar in the beginning, poison in the end. Happiness is which is poison in the beginning and nectar in the end. So happiness is the mode of goodness, and it's not so enjoyable to begin with, but it becomes super ecstatic. It's like rising up from Mangalarti. Beginning it seems kind of tough, you know. You get a taste for it, it becomes the sweetest nectar. So the thing is, don't simply go after happiness, which is nectar in the beginning. Even if it's austere in the beginning, that's okay. Just like who wants to chant 16 rounds of japa? You see. In the West, that's quite unusual. I've got to say this 1,128 times on the beads. In India, these are in Westerners, it's really a strange thing. Chanting on the beats 1,728 times every day. It's a little bit strange for the Westerners, you know. But even if it's a little bit austere in the beginning, you just do it because the spiritual master says this will cure you. Just like the medicine, may be bitter. It may taste bitter, but you take it anyway in the doctor's order and you get well. You see. So don't just go after what's nectar in the beginning. Even if it's austere in the beginning, that's okay. If you say, I'll only take what's pleasure in the beginning, that's austere in the beginning, no, I don't want it. Then you're not gonna get that lasting taste. If you only take that which is austere in the beginning, you embrace that as the order of the spiritual master, then I guarantee you're gonna taste the nectar. You see. So don't just take it. They say there's a saying, take it easy. No. Take some austerities. You just want to take it easy, you're not going to get the flavor. Do some austerities, and then you're going to get the flavor. Does that help? Yeah. Okay, we're almost up. Anything else? Everybody's ready now to embrace pure devotional service as your only business from now for all of eternity? All right. Thank you very much. So my book is there. Anybody gets a book, I'll sign it. How much are they selling it for? 350 rupees. Yeah.
So
I'll sign it if you give me. I'll sign it.
There's this book, this Maharaj autobiography. If anyone wishes to take, so one is available here, and there's not some other competition. So if they can have one. Thank you very much, Maharaj, for your naturally signature class, glorifying pure devotion service. Your DNA is that. Thank you. Let us thank Prabhuji by loudly chanting the Mahamantra.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Jai Shankarsan Adhikari Maharaj ki Jai, Prabhupada ki Jai.